The Denver Nuggets already have Nikola Jokic, who many consider the best player in the world. Though is he the player that's the most crucial for the team's playoff success? You could make the case that Jamal Murray makes the biggest difference in the postseason. Jokic is consistently fantastic, but it's probably not a coincidence that when Murray's playing at his best, the Nuggets have made their deepest playoff runs. After a subpar start to the year, the 28-year-old guard of late is showing the skills that helped him build his postseason reputation. I'm going to take a deeper dive into Murray's offensive game to highlight what has been clicking and what could make him so dangerous as the Nuggets hope to make another deep postseason run. The last 10 months or so have been pretty interesting for Murray. While he hit some big shots for the Nuggets in the 2024 playoffs, he clearly wasn't himself as he was playing through a strained calf among other injuries. Those injuries continued to bother him in the Olympics, where he struggled while playing for Team Canada, and it seemed to carry over into the regular season. Murray would still miss some time with injuries, and through his first 20 games this season was still scoring nearly 20 points a game, but with a drastic decrease in efficiency. However, in the 36 games following the Nuggets' loss on Christmas Day, he's been on a tear. In that span, Jamal's averaged 23 points a game while shooting 50% from the floor and converting 43% of his threes. The Nuggets are 25-11 in those games, and Murray's back to beating opponents in a variety of ways. Jamal has once again been incredibly efficient playing out of pick and roll, ranking in the 85th percentile on a per possession basis. This isn't surprising given the two-man game between him and Jokic, but whether it's scoring or passing, Murray can beat teams in a variety of ways out of the action. Shortly after Murray crosses half court, Jokic is in position to set a screen on CJ McCollum, who is defending Jamal, though Murray goes away from the screen. And now the defense is in a bind. McCollum is working back to Murray, but with Jokic rolling to the basket, Zion Williamson can't fully commit to defending the ball. Murray does a pass fake with his right hand before the defender in the right side of the paint can fully commit to rotating, and then has a relatively clean look at a layup that he finishes with his left. Here Murray uses the screen from Jokic to move towards the top of the key. While it looks like he's intending to get downhill, this might not be the way you expected. Murray gets to the left elbow and starts backing down Anthony Simons, though Jamal's very comfortable out of the post given his size and mid-range shooting. After backing Simons down, Jamal quickly gets into his shot before Simons could get a hand up, and it leads to 2 points. Murray's efficiency shooting off the dribble at all levels is one of the reasons he's so dangerous out of this action. Jamal has a lot of possessions out of pick and roll where he can pass to Jokic and it leads to the MVP finding cutters or shooters, though the point guard can create out of the action whether he gets credited for the assist or not. Here Jamal gets the ball defended by James Harden before DeAndre Jordan sets a screen. Following the screen, Murray draws the switch he wants against Ivica Zubac going downhill. As he starts driving the baseline, you can see how this can cause a potential advantage, as Norman Powell's in the restricted area to help, but that leaves Michael Porter Jr. open in the left corner. That could lead to a clean look, or result in one if Porter makes the extra pass. Jamal gets under the basket and leads Porter to a spot with the pass, and while Powell does try to get back to contest, that's too much space for a shooter like Porter and results in 3 points. Christian Brown brings the ball up here, and you can see Murray in the left slot preparing to use the DeAndre Jordan screen. Once Jamal gets the ball, you can see Jordan again is preparing to set another screen and pick and roll. Now getting downhill, Murray has Jordan's initial defender focused on him as his initial defender is recovering. Bol Bol has also rotated into the paint to account for Jordan rolling to the basket. Though this defensive attention helps create an advantage, Murray makes the pass to an open Zeke Naji in the right corner, and now Damian Lee is scrambling to contest a potential shot. But Naji passes the ball immediately out to a wide-open Brown, who hits the open three. The Nuggets in prior years were typically at the bottom of the NBA in pace, though that's changed this year, as the Nuggets now play at a much higher tempo. As a result, Murray's had a higher percentage of his possessions out in transition this season, though after finishing in the 38th percentile out of it last year, he's drastically improved to the 73rd percentile so far this season. One reason for this has been Russell Westbrook pushing the tempo, who has been helping Murray get to some of these shots. However, Murray's also been creating some of these baskets getting downhill in transition himself, as he's having a very effective season finishing around the basket. Another area where the Nuggets have incorporated Murray more this season is coming off screens, as so far this year, it has accounted for around 4% of his offensive possessions. Like the transition opportunities, he's improved, as this year he ranks in the 74th percentile on a per possession basis, compared to the 27th last season. However, his abilities to be utilized off screens can also be incorporated on handoffs. Here, Jamal brings the ball up and gets it to Nikola Jokic, who has his back to his defender. As soon as he gets the ball, you could see Murray work his way towards the left corner as Christian Brown comes to set a screen, though Brown quickly slips towards the basket. Given how good Jokic is at finding cutters, this could put a defense in a bind. In this case, both Brown and Murray's defenders gravitated to the cutter. However, this leaves a very good shooter open, and Jokic finds Murray, which leads to the open three. Aaron Gordon here brings the ball up, and you can see Jokic setting a screen for Jamal, though Murray worked to the right elbow as Jokic now has the ball. Jamal then sets a back screen, or as some know it, a rip screen, where in this case, he is setting a screen behind Aaron Gordon's defender, which can be utilized by Gordon to get open. Though as Gordon starts working towards the basket, Murray sprints to the ball, and as you can see, Murray's initial defender gets lost in the shuffle here. Jamal responds and knocks down the three. Here the Nuggets reset their offense after a blocked shot, and Murray's around the right slot. As Nikola Jokic faces up Jonathan Isaac, you can see Jamal goes to set a back screen on Paolo Banchero, who is guarding Aaron Gordon, though this time, Caleb Houston is right behind Murray. However, with the passing ability of Jokic, the Magic defense is in a bind. As Aaron Gordon starts working towards the right corner, Christian Brown simultaneously sets a slip screen before cutting into the paint. Paolo works towards Gordon, but Houston, dropping back to account for the cutter, makes a mistake as Murray is now unattended working towards the ball. Not surprisingly, Jokic gets it to him and then sets a screen to allow Murray to hit the uncontested three. So why is Murray hitting his stride so important for the Nuggets? While the team has a playoff-tested core, aside from Jokic, Jamal is the only other player on the roster who can consistently create his own shot from all levels and put pressure on opposing defenses. In the postseasons where healthy, Murray's proven to be more assertive and can elevate his game to superstar-like heights. The playoffs can be all about matchups, but in a tight Western Conference, the version of Murray we've been seeing the last few months will be needed if the Nuggets are going to make another deep postseason run. If you made it this far, thank you. And if you enjoyed the video, don't hesitate to like and subscribe to stay up to date on my basketball analysis throughout the 2024-25 season.